Well, I guess it's time to start another one on putting these tires back on. I got my parts. I already showed you the foot pedal and the exhaust washer, and I'm still conflicted, but everybody tells me that I'm probably going to regret this, to change out the valve stems. I'll show you what I'm conflicted about. Let me set up and point down at the valve stems that are on here. Now these are the ones that, the old original Honda ones, and I can do all kinds of interesting things here, and these things just will not, there's absolutely no crack in them. And it'd be really foolish to cut them out, because I don't know how good these replacement, let's get out here, these replacement ones I got are. So let me think about this for a minute. I mean, it's just, I know I'm never gonna have a problem with these. Okay, I did it. And if this goes badly, I'm gonna blame all you people. So I've got everything lubed up. Okay. I don't feel so bad. Okay. I was kind of worried there for a second that it was going to be bigger diameter, but it fits tighter now than the other one. So I'm feeling better. Well, now that we got that little problem out of the way, let's go ahead and put this tire on. And I was ruminating before about the little spots. You can see that right there, that white little logo. That's a factory stamping when they take it off. That should be the light part of the tire. So it will be, so this dot will go over the valve stem. And let's see, I wrote down, the rim is going this way. This is the rear tire and the brake is down. So I need to have the tire flipped. So maybe I will flip the tire or the wheel in the machine first. Let me think about that, just to make sure everything, well, I can put a mark on the other side of the tire here, just so I know, because it needs to go on that way, because the rotation arrow is right here and it goes this way, and the tire is spinning this way, so we're fine. So I guess I can put a mark over here. Well, I decided to leave it this way because the valve stem will be easier to get at, but what I want to do now is take some of the goo here and rub along, not on the face here. On a low-powered scooter, it might not be a problem. You get a big motorcycle, you want to keep any of this lube off the bead set, because you may spin the tire in the rim. And I want to put a little bit on the outside here. Okay. So I got my rotation that way. I got my rotation arrow. Where'd it go? Where is it? Here. Confusing. And I got my mark here, which would be the opposite side. There's two stampings on this thing, so I made a mark. So now I got to push this rascal down. I may have to use my tool to get this around here. So. Well, I got it on with the help of my little handy helper. You can get these from the Cycle Hill people, which would be also Nomar tire machines. These little guys are pretty tough. So let me lube up the rim here a little bit so I can get the bead in. and line up the my marks here. And tire goes this way, rotation goes that way. So we're copacetic there. So let me get some of this stuff, some more lubing done around the edges here. Well, I got one side of the bead down. And I got my tool in here, so the method is to, oh come on, quit moving. Ah. Tighten up my rim, moving on me. We'll come back. I'm not doing this very well. I've done it better on the T-Max. Sometimes you just have to revert to primitive tools. Machine works great on larger diameter tires, but I'll tell you, these little guys, problematic. So let me clean up some of the stuff on here and get this guy lined back up again, and fire the compressor up and blow it up, pull the valve stem out so I get all my air in quickly, and then we'll balance this thing and stick it back on. Well, I got it in. I didn't think I was going to be able to get the damn air core out. These Chinese, I don't know whether they're making those things in metric, but I had no problems with the original tool I had. I don't think the jaws were squeezed in, but I had to take a little file and opened up the gap a little bit. So, well, what a pain in the patootie to get this thing to seat. Yeah, I'll set that off a little ahead. I guess off there. So getting the bead to seat was a pain. I finally accomplished it by rolling the tire along. I tried straps, but I couldn't get a good grip on it. But just pushing the tire down, and I was able to, with a little bit of lube on the inside of on the inside of the hub here on the arch, I was able to get it to where the tire would just naturally fall apart. So let me go ahead and get some air in it. And where the hell is my thing? What did I do with it? Oh, there it is. Okay, let me get my gauge out and see what we got. Well, the repair manual says 24 front and 28 back, so this is a lot more. Well, I've got it in the balancing stand. This thing comes with different cone sizes for different diameters, but for the front tire, I had to go get some 7/16 rod I told you about, and a couple layers of tape on it. Makes it nice and tight, gives it that 12mm feel. So we'll see how that balances out. Remember, we had the light part of the tire down here with the valve stem, so. Okay, we're still a little bit heavy on the, yeah, let's see what she does backwards. No, maybe not. Okay. We'll come back after it's decided to stop. Well, it's come to a stop with the valve stem up here at the top. So this is a little heavier down here. And it wants to come back to that same spot probably. Yeah. Maybe we'll get some weights. Well, I have it stabilized right in here with it's about 3 weights. I'll have to pull it off and see what I've got. I want to stick it in there because then the centrifugal force will keep it pressed against the rim. So it's staying there. So let me go ahead and figure out what I've got and do a test. If it's off a little bit, I don't care. It's going to be a lot better than what it was. So, and anything that'll help the ride on this thing. Well, I ended up with 3 and a partial segments, and each segment is 7 grams. So I got about 23, yeah, probably 23 grams on there, just next to the thing. So this seems to be holding its own. So I'll let it set there. We'll come back. Well, we're going to put it on next.